Coming up on UT10 News in HD, the Medical Center's Transplant program is back.
And we also look into how budget cuts are impacting students.
Plus, Jake Jones was at the women's basketball game against Western Michigan to see if they kept their winning streak alive. Your news in 10 minutes starts now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mackenzie Keyline.
And I'm Stephanie Spencer.
The Medical Center's kidney transplant program is back up and running.
The program had been suspended since a botched transplant last August. I looked into the hospital's updated practices. Several national review boards have evaluated UTMC's protocols and approved the reopening of the kidney transplant program. New policies and technology have been developed to aid in safely completing future transplant procedures.
For monitoring the location of the transplant organ, the timing and sequencing of the surgical procedures, we've developed and implemented some electronic systems that allow us to track where the organs are.
Gold says the hospital has looked at this situation as a learning experience for everyone.
It's a combination of systems, teamwork, leadership.
The first transplant since reopening was completed 2 weeks ago. Several more are lined up to take place in the next few weeks.
UT's $36 million deficit continues to affect student service programs. Kira Harris looks into the changes to the program and a key position being eliminated.
The Alcohol and Tobacco Prevention Specialist is the latest position to be cut at UT.
In these tough economic times, unfortunately, we have to make choices, and the education and prevention that we want the students to have, there are other ways to do that.
Alexis Blavo says that the loss of her position will affect students.
I know students are going to miss having somebody that they can come to and say, I've got a problem with alcohol, I need someone to talk to right now.
Alexis Blavos' last day is slated for April 3rd. Dr. Glassman, an associate professor, the counseling center, and the SWAT team are scheduled to take over duties. I'm Kiera Harris for UT10 News.
This flu season, over 2,000 people have been hospitalized in Ohio. This is 1,800 more than last year at this time. The flu outbreak started earlier in October and has claimed 37 lives across the country. The Student Medical Center is currently reporting the average amount of cases on campus, most likely due to an increase in vaccinations.
The more people who are immunized, the less likely they are to spread it to other people.
If you have not received a flu shot yet, the Medical Center still has around 100 left. Over the winter break, a fatal stabbing took place on main campus. Sophomore Eric Littleton and senior Josiah Galat got into a knife fight at the I House. Littleton was critically injured and Galat died from his wounds. The two were acquainted and chose to live together over break. There is no indication of what caused the altercation. A toxicology report was performed and the results should be available within the next several weeks.
We want to make sure that we do a thorough job as we work through the investigation of the case, and the worst mistake you can make is to rush it.
Evidence is still being collected and no charges have been filed at this time.
The university has opened a new facility to help cancer patients. Reporter Amara Smith has the details.
The Dana Cancer Center opened on February 4th and offers local cancer patients treatment in one location. The renovation cost $10 million, and the new center is saving patients time and energy.
It's one staff and the one team, and we care about the patient under one roof. The patient does not need to run around to see different doctors. We're all here.
Breast cancer survivor Jennifer Hodgson says this new center means a lot to the patients.
Well, it's going to be nice for especially newly diagnosed people where it's a scary time anyway.
If you're interested in learning more about the Cancer Center or interested in making an appointment, you can contact 419-383-6644. I'm Amara Smith for UT10 News.
UT's Rec Center is now mobile. The facility recently launched a mobile website to help students plan their workouts. Members can scan a QR code to view hours of operation, Rocket X schedules, and other events. A live stats page offers patrons the ability to see the busy areas of the rec.
You can check and see at 9 o'clock in the morning that there's not a lot of people in the cardio area, so it's probably a good time to come in and work out. But if you want to try and come in at 5, that gauge is going to be over in the red that says, no way you're going to get a cardio machine.
The live stats page is updated every hour and can also be viewed through the Rec's website. This winter has been one of the mildest on record with only 14.4 inches of snow. Reporter Evan Madden checked out how the UT Snowboard Club and local businesses are coping.
The UT Snowboard Club usually practices here on the hills of Ottawa Park, but without the right kind of packing snow even, they've been forced to go elsewhere.
President of the club, Kyle Lenz, says they have traveled as far as 3 hours to practice.
You have Mad River in Ohio down south, and you have Snow Trails, there's another one in Ohio.
With the lack of snow driving borders out of Toledo, local businesses like Red Sky are suffering.
This year's been hit or miss. November was cold, we were good. Early December, no weather, bad. Mid-December snowed, good. Snow now will be good if it sticks on the ground.
For UT10 News, I'm Evan Madden.
UT athletes have broken another school record, but not the normal one you would expect. Reporter Juan Shu looks into how student athletes are making the grade.
TheBestColleges.org had ranked UT as one of the top colleges with the smartest athletes in the country. Other colleges on the list out of 11 include Baylor and American University. 14 of 15 teams at UT had a 3-point or higher GPA.
One thing that I know we did differently, we kind of tapped into the student athletes' competitive juices.
The women's soccer team held the highest GPA last semester at UT.
It's really a proud moment for me because education and a high GPA always been really important to me.
The soccer team had the highest GPA for women's sports with a 3.61, and the golf team had the highest GPA for men's with a 3.37. I'm Huan Xu from UT10 News.
I'm Jake Jones, and this is your UT10 Sports. Women's basketball took on the Broncos on Sunday, but first, let's head over to the tennis courts where the Rockets hosted Cleveland State. After sweeping their doubles matches, UT was looking to seal this one up early in singles. In the first set, UT's Chrissy Kaufman sets up Alex Powers going this way. Nah, I think I'll change my mind. Powers retired in the second set, giving CC the match. Lexi Pitt performed some magic. Check out this ace up her sleeve to win the first set. Pitt took it to 3 sets, but ultimately fell as the ladies dropped this one 4-3. Now let's shift gears to women's hoops as the women took on the Western Michigan Broncos. It's been 4 years since UT lost to Western at home, a streak they want to keep alive. After a rough start, Nama Shafir hits Andola Dortch with some airmail, first class, for the bump and the bucket to tie it up at 16. Now it's Nama's turn as she drives to the hoop with no regard for human life. Okay, a bit much, but that bucket did put UT ahead 29-16 to close a 17-0 run. In the second half, it seems like Western's going to need a miracle to pull this off. Luckily, they have one as Miracle Woods hits this lay-in to close the gap to 12. In the end, though, it's just too much UT. Andola drops this 3. It's raining threes. She had a game-high 18 points as Toledo rolls 65-54. Despite an 11-point win, Coach Culp still feels the team can learn from games like this, and center Brianna Jones agrees.
Great teams show up every day, and they don't take nights off, and I wanted them to respond with that kind of an outlook. We're kind of at a mentality of taking care of business every night.
We just have to work on us and executing and following the coach's game plan and playing to our fullest ability of what we know we can do.
And guys, that makes 7 straight wins for the ladies this season.
And 3 of those games were at home.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Jake. That's it for UT10 News. For the latest breaking news from campus and bios from all UT10 reporters, go to our website, ut10news.com.
And you can always watch our award-winning newscast on YouTube and Facebook, where you can get caught up on all of your campus news whenever you want. For Jake Jones, Stephanie Spencer, and all of our crew, I'm Mackenzie Keyline. Have a great week and stay tuned for more news from the UT campus.